Is your confidence suddenly dropping? Was your day going fine, but somehow your mind started to feel weak? The problem might be something you're doing at the start or end of your day, something so subtle that it's quietly stealing your inner strength. Believe it or not, a few simple mistakes you make while in bed, right before sleeping or just after waking up, are breaking your confidence one brick at a time. And in today's video, we'll talk about 10 such bed mistakes that silently destroy your self-confidence. Watch this video till the end, because each point is designed to have a direct impact on your life. And if you're new to this channel, make sure to subscribe, like, and share this video, so you and others like you can rediscover their inner power. So let's get started. Mistake number 1, using your phone right before bed. As the night deepens, the world becomes quiet. That silence is a chance to reconnect with your inner self. But what do you do instead? You're still stuck in that cold blue light, the screen of your phone. Social media, random videos, news feeds, your mind is still chasing the outside world. You're still absorbed in other people's lives, when in reality, this is the very moment your own mind is calling out for your attention. The Stoic philosopher Seneca once said, "If you are everywhere, you are nowhere." When you're watching other people's lives before bed, you're drifting further from your own. And that small habit, it's slowly draining your confidence, day by day. Think about it, how can you be mentally prepared for a new day if your mind isn't allowed to rest at night? If you're feeding your subconscious nothing but comparison, negativity, and distractions, what kind of person do you expect to be when you wake up? Confidence is never built from external validation. It comes from connecting with your inner self. It grows in the silence, when you're alone with your thoughts. When you're honest with yourself about who you are, what you want, and what truly matters to you. The Stoics used to reflect every night. They would ask, what did I learn today, where did I do well, what can I improve tomorrow? But what do? We scroll through highlight reels of other people's lives and then judge our own in comparison. When you do that, you're quietly telling your mind, your life isn't enough. And that's how confidence crumbles, silently, slowly. So create a new rule, no screen time before sleep. Put your phone away 20 to 30 minutes before bed. Grab a journal. Sit with your thoughts. Or just lie there in silence. That tiny habit will give you a mental strength that shows in your eyes the next morning. It becomes a quiet power, undeniable confidence. If you truly want confidence, learn to value your mind. And that begins in the final moments of the night, when you decide, this time is mine. Mistake number 2, staying up late thinking, but never making a plan. You're lying in bed. The lights are off. But your mind, wide awake. Thoughts spinning like a carousel. What if I fail? What if things don't work out? What should I do with my life? You stare at the ceiling for hours, worrying, overthinking, replaying past conversations, imagining future disasters. But here's the problem, you're thinking, without ever planning. And thinking without action doesn't give you strength. It steals it. The Stoics believed that thought without purpose is the enemy of peace. To them, thinking wasn't a trap, it was a tool. A tool to sharpen clarity, drive decisions, and prepare for meaningful action. But if you use that tool to stab your own mind with doubt, fear, and indecision, you don't grow. You crumble. Each night you lie awake, swimming in unstructured thoughts, you're unknowingly teaching your mind, I don't trust myself to act. And that message, repeated over and over, destroys your confidence. You might feel like you're being productive by thinking deeply. But here's the truth. Thinking without doing is disguised fear. So what do you do instead? You turn thoughts into plans. You replace loops with lists. Worries with strategies. You don't have to solve your whole life tonight. But write down one step. Make one clear intention. Tell your mind, I hear you. And I will act. Confidence doesn't come from controlling every outcome. It comes from knowing. You'll face tomorrow with clarity and direction. The Stoics practiced premeditatio, imagining what could go wrong, not to panic, but to prepare. They visualized setbacks to build resilience. But they didn't stop there, they made plans. So next time your thoughts keep you up, ask yourself, am I planning or just panicking? Because without a plan, thought is just noise. And in that noise, confidence dies. Mistake number 3, drowning in negative thoughts before sleep. The silence of night. A dark room, a quiet bed. This is the most tranquil moment of the day. And yet, this is when you hurt yourself the most. Why did I say that? They probably think I'm a failure. Why do I mess up everything? These are the thoughts that lay your mental mattress before you sleep. You lie down, but you don't rest. Your body may be still. But your mind is busy, criticizing, doubting, tearing you apart. Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." The colors you paint your mind with before sleep are the ones you wake up wearing. And this one mistake starts your day with a quiet sense of defeat. Confidence fades when your subconscious keeps repeating, "You are not enough." But the Stoics used this time differently. They practiced reflection. What did I learn today? What did I do well? How can I improve tomorrow? Their self-criticism wasn't toxic. It was constructive. They saw mistakes not as shame, but as opportunities to grow. This is how real confidence is built. Not from self-blame, but from self-responsibility. If you soak your final thoughts in negativity, your subconscious will take them as truth. And when you wake up, you'll already feel like a failure. So change one small habit. Spend 5 minutes before sleep thinking about what you did right. Write in a journal. What did I learn today? Where did I show progress? Ask not with judgment, but with growth in mind. How can I be better tomorrow? This small shift will build a deep, grounded confidence. One that begins in the silence of night. In a quiet conversation with your truest self. Mistake number 4, not getting enough sleep. Your body is tired, your eyes are heavy, your mind is restless. And yet you say, I don't feel confident. The question is, if you don't give yourself the energy you need, what can you truly expect from yourself? We often treat sleep as a symbol of laziness. But the Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, a weak body leads to a weak mind. Sleep is not a luxury, it is necessary preparation. If you don't sleep properly, your mind, your body, and your soul fall out of sync. A sleep-deprived body cannot speak with a confident voice. Think about it, when you wake up tired, your brain suffers from decision fatigue. Even the smallest tasks feel like pressure. You're not living, you're just surviving. The Stoics believe that life is about preparation. And the first step to being prepared is giving your body proper rest. They went to bed on time because they knew tomorrow brings new challenges, and they must be ready to face them. So ask yourself, are you a warrior, or just a weary traveler? Do you want to lead your life, or just get through the day? Respect your sleep schedule. Turn off your screens 30 minutes before bed. Drink a glass of water. Dim the lights. Calm your mind. Turn sleep into a powerful ritual. One that doesn't just rest you, but shapes you into someone truly confident. Because you only start believing in yourself when your body, mind, and soul all work in your favor. And that strength begins with one full night of sleep. Mistake number 5, hitting the snooze button repeatedly. The alarm rings in the morning. Your eyes open, and then close again. Your hand reaches out to that familiar spot, the snooze button. And you whisper to yourself, just 5 more minutes. But to the Stoics, those 5 minutes weren't so harmless. Those 5 minutes are a reflection of something deeper. How you treat your own word. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Rise each morning ready to do the work of a human being. But when you don't wake up at the time you set for yourself, you're sending a quiet message to your own mind. My word doesn't matter. I can't rely on myself." That single moment, just one tap of the snooze button, can quietly fracture your confidence. Because if you can't keep the smallest promises to yourself, how will your mind trust you with the big ones? Snoozing isn't just about getting more sleep. It's about giving up your chance to rise with purpose. The core of Stoic philosophy teaches this. Either you control your mind, or your mind controls you. When you let laziness win at the start of the day, you surrender control of your entire day. You start your morning in defeat, defeated by yourself. So getting out of bed isn't just a physical task. It's a mental victory. When you rise with the alarm, you teach your brain, "I'm in charge. I respect my own decisions." That small victory sets the tone for the day. Because confidence is built not by achieving something huge, but by honoring your own word, again and again. So tomorrow morning, skip the snooze. Hit start on your day. Rise, not just with your body, but with your will. Because real confidence begins when you prove to yourself that your word matters. Mistake number 6, sleeping in a messy bed or not making it after waking up. The night is over. You slowly get out of bed, maybe still feeling a bit tired, and then what do? You leave the bed just as it is, pillows scattered, sheets tangled. You might think, it's just a small thing. What difference does it make? But Stoic philosophy reminds us, your outer world reflects your inner discipline. If you can't stay consistent with small things, how will you stay grounded in big decisions? Making your bed isn't just a household chore, it's a promise. It's you telling yourself, "I'm starting this day with order. I'm taking responsibility." Confidence comes when you prove to yourself, "I am in control." Now think again. If you begin your day surrounded by mess, your mind starts the same way, scattered, disorganized, and unprepared. It silently sends the signal, "You're not ready." And from there, the rest of your day begins to spiral under pressure. But if the first thing you do after waking up is make your bed, just a 2-minute task, you send a small message of victory to your brain. You tell yourself, "I follow discipline. I care for myself. I started right." That simple beginning builds your confidence. That tiny habit reminds you, you're not careless. You are responsible. The Stoics said, you become what you do daily. And making your bed every morning means you're preparing yourself for the real challenges of life. So tomorrow morning, try it. As soon as you open your eyes, make your bed. Let your first victory of the day be yours. Mistake number 7, scrolling as soon as you wake up. The first thing you do after waking up determines what kind of person you will be. The question is, do you start your day with your own thoughts? Or do you pick up your phone and dive into someone else's life? Did you know? This one habit is slowly erasing your self-confidence without you even realizing it. If you start scrolling as soon as you open your eyes, social media, news feeds, reels, what are you actually doing? You're opening your mind to the outside world. And when your mind fills with outside noise, your inner voice can no longer be heard. If, at the start of your day, you fill your brain with other people's achievements, happy moments, or curated realities, how can you have respect for your own life? You'll keep comparing yourself, "They've achieved this, why can't I?" By starting every day like this, you begin to see your own life as less significant. You're repeatedly telling your brain, "Mine isn't enough." And that, my friend, is the most powerful weapon to destroy self-confidence. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, "You become what you give your attention to." If you don't focus on your own thoughts in the morning, and instead look at someone else's artificial life, will you ever truly find your own path? Ask yourself. Is your goal to feel small after looking at social media? Or to start a morning where you remind yourself of your dreams? So, make a decision right now. When you wake up, take 20 minutes, and not look at your phone. Give that time to your own mind. Write in a journal, who do I want to be today? Drink a glass of water, look out of the window, focus on your breath. Because a peaceful morning creates a confident day. And a confident day will shape you into someone who sees their own path clearly. The only question is, do you want that powerful start for yourself? Mistake number 8, overthinking in bed without action. When the silence of the night sets in, waves of questions begin to flood our minds. Am I doing the right thing? Is my future uncertain? Am I falling behind everyone else? Does this happen to you too? You lie in bed, staring at the ceiling, and slowly the weight of all your uncertainties starts to crush you. The Stoic philosophers were very clear about one thing. Thoughts without action lead only to anxiety. In other words, thinking is only useful when it leads to action. But if you're lying in bed, lost in thought without doing anything, then those thoughts slowly turn into anxiety. And your confidence starts to silently dissolve, one layer at a time. Ask yourself. Do you really want a solution, or are you just hiding behind your thoughts? Thinking about the future isn't bad. But if that thinking freezes you in fear, it's no longer preparation. It becomes a quiet method of self-destruction. The Stoics believed that night is for rest, not for over-analysis. They reflected at the end of each day, yes. But they never went to sleep with a mind full of panic. You can apply the same principle. If nighttime thoughts feel urgent, write them down. Write, I'll think about this tomorrow at 10 a.m. That way, your mind understands, this is not the time to solve, but the time to rest. Because confidence is born from a clear mind. And a clear mind forms when thoughts are silenced. And rest begins. So if you're lying in bed asking endless questions, remember, the answers don't come from anxiety. They come through action. Mistake number 9, not practicing gratitude before sleep. When the silence of night surrounds you, what do you think about? Your failures, regrets, and what you didn't achieve, or do you remember what you did receive? The final thoughts you hold before sleep quietly slip into your subconscious. And right there, your confidence for tomorrow begins to form. In Stoic philosophy, gratitude isn't just saying, thank you. It's recognizing and honoring your present strength. When you remind yourself, I tried my best today. I had food on my plate. I spent time with the people I love. You awaken a powerful truth within. I am enough. That's the foundation of real confidence. If every night you evaluate your life based only on what's missing, you're silently telling yourself, I have nothing. And that belief quietly drains your self-worth. But if you take just 2 minutes before sleep to say, today, I'm grateful. Today, I received something good. You calm your mind. You send a signal to your brain. My life matters. In doing this, you remind your soul each night. You are not weak. You are blessed. You may have struggles, but your greatest wealth is that you're still trying. That's the kind of strength. That brings a quiet, unshakable confidence to your eyes. So start a new habit tonight. Before bed, write down just 3 things you're grateful for. Place your hand on your heart, close your eyes, and say to yourself, I have enough. Because a grateful heart never breaks. Mistake number 10, telling yourself, I'm lazy, or, I'm a failure. Do you realize, just saying one thing like, I'm a failure, or, I'm lazy, is silently burying your confidence, day by day. If every night before bed, you keep telling yourself, I can't, I won't make it, this is just how I am, your subconscious mind will start to believe that as your truth. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." And more profoundly, your opinions shape your reality. That means what you think about yourself eventually becomes the life you live. If you're going to bed each night already defeated, if the voice inside your head is filled with self-doubt and frustration, how will you ever wake up as someone strong and confident? Ask yourself, am I training my mind to believe I'm weak? Am I shaping my future with negative words? Because the words you speak to yourself, those become your identity. Now think. If you say, "I'm lazy," every day, what does your brain learn? It learns to accept it. It stops trying. It stops growing. It stops believing. So today, make a new decision. Choose better words for yourself. Before bed, say, "I am improving. I am learning. I am trying. I can change." These small phrases, spoken daily, will one day build unshakable confidence. Because the way you speak to yourself, that's exactly how strong your confidence becomes. So the only question is, what do you want your mind to believe, fear, or strength? Conclusion. Your confidence doesn't come from the outside, it's built through the small habits you repeat every single day. These 10 bedtime mistakes you've been ignoring, they're silently chipping away at your inner strength. Stoic philosophy teaches us, without discipline, there can be no self-respect. When you learn to honor the way you start and end your day, you're sending a powerful message to your mind: I am responsible. I am prepared. I am worthy. Now the real question is, will you spend another day repeating the same old patterns? Or will you begin a new chapter today, where every morning and night becomes a ritual to rebuild your confidence? Your transformation starts now, from this very moment. If you found this video valuable, make sure to hit the like button, share it with someone who needs it, and if you're new here, subscribe to the channel, because more videos are coming that will awaken the leader inside you. Start owning your life, with a bed that's made and a mind that's clear.